Okay, we have push-ups, everybody's favorite. So I am going to show you the beginner position for push-ups, and then I'm going to show you some more advanced options once you've nailed down push-ups from your toes and you want to increase the intensity and the range of motion a little bit on your push-ups. So 4 push-ups to start, okay? If you cannot do a full push-up from your toes, which means this position right here, chest and hips hit the floor at the same time, push all the way down and up, you are going to do this modified version. So our positioning for push-ups is wrist, under elbow, under shoulder. Once I'm in that position, I'm going to screw the palm into the floor so that the pits of my elbows are facing out. They are not facing in or towards each other. I'm in this position, shoulder width apart. Pits of the elbows go out, okay? This is going to keep those shoulders in tight, roll the shoulder blades back and down, and keep you from injuring your shoulder, all right? When you see people doing these crazy push-ups like this, it's terrible form, and they're the ones that ends up with shoulder injuries. So we're gonna prevent that. So you're gonna take this position, wrist over elbow, over shoulder in both hands, shoulder width apart, push those palms into the floor, push the pits out, then you're gonna step back into tall plank position. You're going to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, abs are in nice and tight, and your goal is to work on slowly lowering the chest and the hips to the floor at the same time, okay? When you're first starting these, you might plop to the floor. That's okay. Keep practicing, you will get better. Everybody starts with a day 1 of push-ups, okay? But working on the control, the eccentric movement of the push-up is going to get you to your toes. We don't do knee push-ups in this. They don't do anything for you. They never help you build your strength. So you're gonna start here, wrist, under elbow, under shoulder, screw the palms in, pits facing forward, nice and controlled, chest and hips to the floor at the same time. You're gonna drop to your knees, push up to your knees, reset in that tall plank, and lower yourself down to the floor, okay? There's our beginner's position for push-ups. Now, if you are able to do push-ups from your toes, again, with good form, wrist, under elbow, under shoulder, right here, abs in nice and tight, chest and hips hit the floor at the same time, and you can do 10 of those. We're gonna crank it up for you a little bit. So first thing is going on dumbbells. What the dumbbells do is 2 things. It's nice, okay? It puts the wrist in a different position versus this flex position when we're doing it. It takes it to a neutral position. So this is good for a lot of people that got wrist issues or have weaker wrists. Part of push-ups, one of the things that a lot of the women that say when they start with me is it hurts their wrist. Your wrist is full of muscles just like everything else, and you have to work on building your strength up in those wrists as well. That's part of training. So dumbbells increase your range of motion, and what this allows you to do is it allows you to take those shoulders a little bit deeper where I normally would have stopped by the floor and push out, okay? So these are dumbbell push-ups. Again, chest and hips to the floor at the same time, all right? Next is a tripod push-up, and you can do any of these other versions on dumbbells if you like as well to help increase the intensity. I'm just going to show you a bunch of ways that you can do these push-ups. So stepping it back, tripod push-up is stacking one foot on top of the other, lowering chest and hips to the floor, and pushing out. Okay, that's your tripod. Next would be a deficit. So for a deficit push-up, you would get your feet elevated up on a surface, any surface. I can use this guy right here, pull it out. Just getting those feet up a little bit more is gonna put more weight into that upper body, and it's going to make those push-ups harder, okay? So we have deficit, we have tripod, we have dumbbell, we have tempo. All right, so tempo push-ups. This is another way to really ramp up your intensity, and I really like to do this on dumbbells because I can increase my range of motion. So tempo is nice and slowed, meaning you're gonna work in a timed frame. So I'm gonna do this push-up as what's called a 1-3-1, meaning I'm gonna lower down for 1 count, I'm gonna hold for 3 counts, and I'm gonna push out for 1 count, okay, a 1-3-1. So right here, cores are nice and tight, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, push out for 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, push out for 1, okay? So those are the ways that you can increase the intensity of your push-ups, make them harder, But start with the basics, get your form down, get it to where chest and hips can hit the floor at the same time. Then when you can do 10 of those from your toes, then you start adding in different modalities to increase your resistance. And those are push-ups.